Hi guys, I'm Trish and this is my faddish. This video is a follow-on from the hysterectomy that I had 4 years ago. When I had my hysterectomy, and I'll pop up a playlist wherever it will go, I had my uterus removed, my fallopian tubes removed, and my cervix removed. Now, at the time, I was happy with all that. I got them to leave my ovaries in. I did a lot of research at the time, and if you want to hear me talk about that, you can go and watch the other videos. I'll pop one up if I can. Yeah, so I'm happy that I left my ovaries, completely happy with that. I haven't missed my fallopian tubes. I have not missed my uterus. I can tell you that now. I've not had a period in 4 years, and it's actually almost exactly 4 years. But my cervix, at the time, I was happy for them to take my cervix because I thought, whew, no cervical cancer, great. Never have to have a pap smear again. Not that it's a problem to have pap smears, but to not have that, you know, extra thing that you have to do and have to, as a woman, worry about, you know, like dying of cervical cancer. But I really wish I'd kept it. The research that I've done since then, and the experience I've had since then, and thankfully I've not had a partner for a very long time, it took me probably about 3.5 years to figure out that, oh, I've got a fucking hair or something on my lip. Probably cat fur. If you haven't seen those videos yet, you're gonna like those ones. Yeah, it took me quite some time to figure out that your cervix, other than being, you know, the muscular ring around the bottom of your uterus, it's also your cleaning unit for your vagina. You get cervical mucus, which most women would know about because your cervical mucus changes throughout your cycle. You'll notice that depending on where you are in your cycle, sometimes your discharge will be quite runny and clear. Other times it's more sort of milky and thicker, and then, you know, when you're ovulating, it's quite stringy. Now, and that's to help you get pregnant, right? Or to stop sperms from getting in, letting sperms get in, all that sort of thing. Lubrication. Although your cervix is not the only source of lubrication in your vagina. There's other glands that release moisture for things like sex as well. So all of those glands work fine. I've not had any problems having sex. One guy, I had to use a bit of lube, but he really liked oral sex, and he had just, if I'm with a guy and he really likes oral sex and he does it like for a long time, it makes all my natural moisture disappear. But most guys don't, but one guy did, so I had to use lube. I think it was for the second time in my life I had to actually use lube, but that wasn't because I've had a hysterectomy. It was just because of what we were doing. So all of those glands are still working fine, but I don't have my cervix releasing that regular what would it be, like, what's it called? Mucus? Cervical mucus? Cervical wetness? The stuff that your cervix releases. What it also does is, because your cervix sits right at the top of your vagina, right? And so all of that mucus goes down and it trickles down through your vaginal canal and it fucking cleans it, right? It cleans it and keeps it nice and fresh and keeps the balance of all the good bacteria in there how they're meant to be. So when they took my fucking cervix out, I almost lost my mind. I was backwards and forwards to my doctors for about 3 fucking years thinking that I had bacterial vaginosis, although I have had bacterial vaginosis before, and it's got a very distinctive smell, very distinctive, very unpleasant smell. And bacterial vaginosis, if you don't know, it's just a bacterial infection in your vagina when the natural bacteria in there gets disrupted, and it's very revolting. It's not sexually transmitted, but you can get it from having sex. So yeah, I was on antibiotics all the time to get rid of that, because a lot of the time bacterial vaginosis will clear itself up on its own, but sometimes it doesn't, and so then you need antibiotics to fix everything. You can also use a cream instead of taking antibiotic tablets. The cream has never worked for me. So, and I have had bacterial vaginosis a few times, because I think some of the men I've slept with, I think I've just been very, very oversensitive to their sperm, and it upsets my poor vagina and makes it get sick. And I think some women are just more prone to the bacterial vaginosis anyway. And it can also happen, this doesn't happen to me because I don't like anal, but if you have either anal sex, or he's touching the anal area and then he touches the vaginal area, vaginas don't like bum germs. So if your bum germs get into your vagina germs, that can cause bacterial vaginosis. And I have had that when guys have, you know, sometimes they do the oopsie, ooh, wrong hole. Yeah, right. As soon as that happens, I think, great. Not only have you shot for the wrong hole, but now I'm going to be on antibiotics. I don't think I had thrush, but I'm not really prone to thrush anyway. But I did notice, and I had like test after test, because you can test for bacterial vaginosis and you can test for thrush. And I always, anytime I have a new partner, I get tested for STIs as well. So I couldn't say regular STI testing because I don't have a regular partner or regular partners, but when I need to, I get tested for STIs. And I've been tested for bacterial vaginosis and thrush over the last 3.5 years prior to, like, post getting my hysterectomy done. Because of this, I kept getting it wasn't a bad smell, but it didn't smell like me. You know, you get used to what your own vagina smells like, and it just didn't, it wasn't how it usually was. And I can't say it was like revolting or anything, but it just wasn't how it usually was. And to be quite honest, if I had a partner and I didn't have it in check, I wouldn't have let him go down on me. And I probably at some times, if I'd had a partner, wouldn't have been comfortable having sex, just because it didn't smell nice. It didn't smell bad, but it didn't smell nice, and I would have been very self-conscious about it. So anyway, my GP tried me, and I've made videos of this as well, tried me on, I had to write it down, Ovestin and Vagifem, which is one of them, they're both HRT, they're both like synthetic estrogens. One of them is a cream that you put inside a couple of times a week, and the other one is a tablet that you put inside your vagina a couple of times a week. And I tried them. The tablet one wasn't all that great. It was much easier. It was much nicer to use, but it didn't work as well. The Ovestin, it did help, but I'm not a fan of putting any medications in my body unless I really, really, really need them. And then I was talking to someone who used like a more natural, just like a internal lubricant a couple of times a week, that was mainly geared for women who were struggling with dryness. So I thought, oh, I'll have a look around and I'll see if I can find something and give that a go. Not because I was struggling with dryness, but I thought it might help. And the reading that I'd been doing was showing me that, you know, your cervix is your cleaning unit, and when that's gone, whatever. And so what I ended up doing was getting some Vagisil. Actually, I will open one up because I've got to use one tonight. They just come in like in little individual packages, and I won't open it up, but I'll just show you. It's just a little tube, right? I'll keep it sterile. It's got a little thing on the end of it that you twist off, and then you insert it like as far as you can into your vagina and give it a squeeze. And it's just like a gel that goes inside your vagina, and it's got something in the formulation that makes it stick to the sides of your vagina, and it gradually comes out. And as it comes out, it's cleaning your vagina, right? Now, in the instructions, it says to use it every 4th day, right? Now, I've been using it once a week, and everything, it's been such a massive relief. My vagina has gone back to normal, like to how it's meant to be, like, which is like, it smells normal, it feels normal, everything's gone back to normal, and there's no like drugs or anything in that. It's just, it's like, I doubt that it's all natural, but there's no hormones or anything, right? So the only thing I don't, well, there's 2 things I don't like about it, right? It's more expensive than getting a script, right? Now, like if you're not on a healthcare card or a pension card, it's probably not going to make much difference to you, because you're probably paying, I don't know how much a script is, $35 or $40 for a script of Ovestin or Vagifem that would probably last you for a couple of months. These, I buy them, I look around when I need them, and I buy them when they're on sale. So I think I paid about $14 or $15 for a box of 6, and I'm only using them once a week, so it's not too bad. But because I do have a pension card, getting the Vagifem and the Ovestin was only costing me like $6.30 for a script that lasted, you know, a few months. But it's not like it's a massive cost. It's not like a box of them is costing me $100 or something. And the only other thing that I don't like, it claims to be, yeah, no added perfumes. That's bullshit, right? Because I can tell you right now, when I crack those open, they have a botanical smell about them, which is a nice smell. I don't want my vagina smelling botanical. I just want it to smell like vagina. Or if they've got to put a smell in it, make it smell like fucking musk lollies or coffee or something. So that's it. That's the only thing I don't like. But even having said that, the smell is only there like when I first do it, you know, like by the because I do it at night time, so I'm laying down so it can sit in there and it doesn't just like, you know, leak out. Although I have done it in the morning a couple of times and it hasn't leaked out, but I don't want to risk that. Yeah, by the following afternoon, there's that botanical smell is gone, and my vagina's just back to smelling like my normal, delicious vagina smell that it has always had. So I just wanted to give people a little rundown on that in case you are and again, as I always have to say, go and see your GP first. Don't just go and fucking do this. If you're using some kind of HRT, don't just stop taking it and go and get Vagisil, like what I did, but I have since told my GP. Talk to your GP about it first in case there is some reason that you can't use the Vagisil or something that's very similar instead of using actual HRT, all right? Yeah, so I just wanted to give people an update because I had made videos about Ovestin and I made videos about Vagifem. This is the next stage that I've gone to post hysterectomy and post menopause. I'm in menopause now, and I'm finding this is the best solution for me. So that's it. My vagina's happy now. I don't think I've ever made a video where I've said vagina so many times. And discharge. I hate the word discharge. Strangely though, I don't mind the word moist. Moist is quite nice. I like it. My vagina now is nice and moist. Let's just make it really gross.